Yo, you used to do like the talent showcases and stuff like that. What got you into that?
Shout out to DA. Shout out to Misfits. Shout out to everybody over at Earwax. Like I said, I was away for a while, and when I came back,
DA
yeah. So congratulations to you. Just graduated college again from FIT, if I'm not mistaken. So they reached out to me knowing that I was in music and I had done it for a while and wanted me to host some of the showcase nights.
Nice.
And we had already been doing it a little bit before I went away, but this was more so on a level where it's already booked, artists are already set up, and I would do it. And that gave me a grasp of some of the newer artists, some of the younger artists coming up. Shout out to Passport, shout out to Magic Molly Mole, just to name a few. Shout out to J.O. Drive Pick, shout out to a few local artists that are just still out there doing it. There's way more. If I didn't get to shout you out, please.
Yeah, no, it's all love.
Yeah, it's always love. We got love. Shout out to Nadi. Shout out to TMO Dom. You know what I mean? Shout out to everybody. And that's just like being a bridge from one end to the other to help people get a more grasping idea of what hip hop is and how you bring about your energy and your talent. Because a lot of these times, I know you guys have seen it, you just get on the stage and start yelling. Like a lot of people don't have stage performance. Right. A lot of people don't have presence. A lot of people don't have that charismatic essence, but the music be there.
Right.
You listen to the music and it's there, but then they just standing on the stage and just, you know what I mean? So in those situations, I will be that old head that'll pull and say, like, yo, you do this, you gotta try to do this. Right. And boo. Sometimes you get flack, like, what you mean, da da da. And then you gotta back out your background on them real quick and let them know that I've done this for a consistent amount of time and I've done this at a high level and I'm just trying to give you the game. But you know, this generation nowadays, any kind of critique or seeming amount of help is considered dissing me, you disrespecting me, you know what I mean, you don't rock with me, blah blah blah. So you try to help as many as you can when you can, but the showcases are very important and I hope they pick up more because I haven't even seen very many lately.
Well, we gonna pick that back up.
We absolutely gonna pick it back up. We're gonna make this announcement again for the 8th time. It's coming soon. We're gonna be doing the showcase. We're gonna do it with Likely Inspired Podcast. It's gonna be a movie. It's gonna be a movement. Shout out to the boy Roscoe who is opening Paper Route. They're opening up their new space, and we're in talks about trying to set something up with them. So as we get more information, we're gonna get it to Likely Inspired, and we're gonna get it to y'all, man. We're gonna want all new up and coming artists, hip hop, R&B, calypso, jazz, soca, whatever you got. Bring it down, and we're gonna put you out and put you on. Let's go.
Oh yeah, Paper Route, y'all do for a spin back around.
Yes, indeed, with that Vantage, man. That Vantage going
definitely
crazy.
You was the first episode, bro. We need you back because it's been a lot in between there.
Yes,
so we're looking forward to seeing you soon.
Overland and friends, I see y'all too, man. Shout out to Debonair Dilla, boy. D&E.
And Pillsbury and Word.
Yes, indeed.
Definitely.
P. Fresco.
Yeah.
What made you stop?
What, like as far as music?
The showcases.
Oh, the show. No, it wasn't necessarily a stop. It was the sadness of a lot of this music. It became less about making music. It became less about putting out art and more so about like anger and violence and dissing each other. And the showcases weren't set up for you to go on stage and diss the next act coming up.
Yeah, that's
how it goes. That's how you get problems, and then you got to start politicking and moving your way through a lot of this stuff, and it becomes hard, and it becomes a situation where when you got issues like that, you got aggression, and you got that right sitting at the top of the water boiling point where things could go left. You got to worry about that. You know what I mean? So you kind of try to shy away from certain artists and certain groups and certain things because you don't want those problems, and then it makes it a lackluster situation.
Yeah.
Because we're not knocking these artists for being good. We just can't keep your version of good because it causes drama that is unnecessary.
Bullshit, with baggage and all that.
You get what I'm saying? So y'all mess with this one, so now and then you got petty people that'll pull up and do stupid stuff just to shut they performance down. You know what I mean? So it becomes a thing, and you just gotta be mindful and be more careful with the situation.
How do you feel the internet has impacted the entertainment business?
See, like as I stated before, I'm older, So I come from a generation of, if you wanted to get signed, you had to go out there and shop your CD. You had to shop, sell them things out your trunk. You had to push yourself. You had to go jump up every morning, jump on that train with a book bag full of CDs and go sit outside of all of these record labels, all these radio stations, and all of this stuff. Now, with social media and the internet, it's so much easier to put your product out there, to put your content out there, to put your music out there, and to profit off of it. You know what I mean? Even though the profits have gone down but up at the same time, like it's weird because streaming, you'll get 30 million streams and make $5,000. On that same, you sell 30 million singles, you would have been, you would have had to make no more money.
$1.
Exactly.
$30 million. You know what I'm saying?
It's different the way the pay scales go, the way things go. But right now, if you want to put out your music and you want to put it, it's a click away. You know what I mean? You don't got to go get CDs pressed up. You don't got to sit there because my man got a 10-disc burner and he going to burn 10 CDs at a time for 45 minutes or however long it takes to burn them all. And you ain't got to do none of that. Nowadays, you just go on Spotify, you go on iTunes, you go on any other sites that you got and you just upload your joint, and now it's out there for the masses to listen to, and then you'll get feedback saying, oh, this many people are listening to it in the UK. This many people are listening to it. So your sound scans are right there in front of you. You get what I'm saying? So it's a beautiful thing, but it's also oversaturates the market. You know what I mean? Because it oversaturates the market so much that you can't even really feel what's really out there because there's so much content out there. So sometimes you got to sift through the nonsense to get to the good stuff. You know what I mean? Because like I said, everybody should use their art the best way they can. Everyone should push their art the best way they can. But some people just ain't got it. I love everybody, but some people just ain't got it.
You can't tell them that everybody can think that. It's a good mentality to have. Like
it is, but some people, man, just meant to hold the mic. And people ain't meant to speak in it.
Nah, you talking about that person was like, they was friends or they love them.
Yeah, they're not telling them the truth.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the give back, sneaker give back.
So,
what got you into that? When did that start?
So, like I stated, I was away. I'd been on vacation for a while, and when I came, my mom had always been doing things in the community. My mom, shout out to G Mom, she'd always been doing things in the community. Shout out to Millie. So they've always been doing things. And when I came home, the original beginning was it was Christmas, and a friend of mine, she was like, man, I wanted to take the kids to see Santa, but I ain't got $60 for them to take a picture with Santa. I said, $60? That's a gift. Like, you can buy somebody a present with that. Just $60 to go see Santa? I'm older, so I remember if you just went to the mall and you shopped in the mall, your basic payment to take a picture was you had to wait on a long line, and then the kids got to take free pictures. So I was like, nah, we can't do this. So I reached out to a Santa Claus company. I hired a Santa myself. Santa Joe, God bless his dead, he passed away. Amazing man. So he came. We did it at State of My Art. It's in Amityville Village. She let us use the space to bring the kids, and we accepted donations of clothes, coats. We called it "We Got Your Back." And he came, and he came with his wife, and they were dressed like Santa and Mrs. Claus, and the kids had an amazing time. And he had such an amazing time with the kids. He pulled me to the side. And he said, "Curtis, I love what you're doing. And I just want you to know that I get enough money from corporate events and other things. You don't got to pay me ever again. I'll be here every year for you. Just call me every October to book me. I'll do it for the kids for free." And he did it every year he could until he passed away. Like I said, rest in peace. Wow. And that's what started the drive to really want to push for the community. So the very following year, my partner Millie, she had already been doing some semblance of giving back shoes and sneakers for the kids for going back to school. So we got together and we were like, yo, let's hype it up.
Boost it up a little.
And we reached out to City Source. Shout out to City Source again. And City Source was amazing. They matched every dollar we brought and doubled it. Nice. So anything we brought there, they doubled it, and that's what they gave us in shoes.
They're still a part of the...
So the store is out of business now. They're doing more online stuff, so they don't have the inventory to really pull off those deals, but they've always been an intricate part of the sneaker drive. So we love y'all, Bob and Jan. You're amazing. We appreciate you, and thank you for all your help and support throughout this. And we just kicked it up a notch, and this is all thanks to the community, all thanks to the donors and everybody that has donated and given us money or donated shoes or given us gift cards.
We appreciate
you guys
y'all,
are amazing. Man. We love you each and every year. Y'all help out. And so we decided we were just going to just jump out at the park. We were going to just give out the shoes. And then we got in contact with my homegirl, Kim Faustine, over at 110 Creative. Shout out to 110 Creative. And she had already been doing back to school drive anyway, where they were giving back book bags and school supplies and things of that nature. So we just merged it all together and said, let's just make it one. And now we're working with Kim Jean Pierre, who's the assemblywoman for Suffolk County. We're also working with Amiable Schools, so we're going to be out there August 24th at Boulder Mac Park from 12 to 4. Shout out to Boulder Mac Park, my boy Andrew. Doing amazing things, man. And it just comes from a place of just showing these kids that somebody gives a damn. You know what I mean? You can't sit here and complain about what these kids are out here doing and complain that they out here tearing the streets up and they hurting each other and they doing this and the third, but you don't show them anything else. You don't influence them to be better. I tell my kids, I work at a children's psych center, and I tell my kids all the time, it takes 30 seconds to make a decision that will affect the rest of your life. And if in that 30 seconds you can think, oh, Mr. Curtis helped me out, Mr. Curtis looked out for me, Mr. Curtis gave a damn about me, maybe I shouldn't do this stupid thing, then you saved a life. And if you save a life, you can't save them all, but if you save one, you never know what that impact can be.
That's kind of like the same drive that I have with like the mentality for this. It's kind of like everything ain't all serious, but everything ain't all fun and games either. So somewhere in between the lines, I'm going to give you some jewels and some gems that help you along the way, whether you're a kid or a fucking adult, because we all learn all day long, every day.
Every day you wake up should be it should be an obligation to learn something you didn't know the day before. Every day.
Hip hop. Who is your top 5 artists of all time?
See, my top 5 is basic, but not at the same time. I guess I don't want to put them in a specific order. So it's gonna be Rakim, just because he was one of the greatest rappers I had ever heard in my life. Like the beats and the rhymes together, still to this day, like it when I hear Check Out My Melody, when I hear Paid in Full, like when you hear Paid in Full, like to this day, it automatically thinking of the master plan. Cause ain't nothing but it just to this day, to this day, like Microphone Fiend, the way that bass used to hit on that record, it was just, and the look and the essence of everything. He was the coolest looking dude ever. He had the track suits on with the big 7 chain with the, you know what I mean? He just was the coolest looking dude ever, and that's just something I always loved. And so he's definitely up there. Hove is definitely up there. I don't even think I gotta get into that. Like Hove is just like People argue whether or not he's the greatest, but you have to understand something. To literally be as great as he has been since 1997, like, how do you argue it? Like, to this day, like how do you argue it? And people, for the South, we wasn't listening to that. Yes, y'all was. Because some of these younger Southern artists, Jay-Z, they favorite artists. There's interviews with Madden calling them.
They like to say they wasn't listening to us, but
everybody listen to everybody.
Basically, it was like your top. If you're in music and you're in music,
you're
listening to everything.
Exactly.
And you know artists from everywhere. Like I know artists that's upstate. I know artists that's down south.
Absolutely.
And there's like people that y'all may not know. Or people that I may not know that's in that same state.
Absolutely.
Of some people that I know. So it's like, man, they listen to us, man.
So
we listen to them.
I gotta put Big in there. Cause like people don't give Big the credit that he deserves. I remember Big, they said only had 2 albums. No, he didn't. He wrote Junior Mafia's album. He wrote Little Kim's album. He wrote the No Way Out album. So like let's simmer down just a bit. Like when you really thinking about,
you gotta think about like all his little
you gotta think about Big in another vein. Like that man put out one of the greatest double albums ever in the history of music. Period. That Life After Death was easily one of the greatest double albums, and that's 2 albums.
That's a whole fact.
That's 2 albums in one. That those songs are timeless. And then you got Ready to Die, one of the greatest hip hop albums of all time. Then you got Little Kim's first album, one of the greatest hip hop albums, female or male. You know what I mean? These are records. That man wrote those records.
Definitely the #1 artist.
Yeah, like this man wrote these records. You know what I'm saying? So, and look how hard that is. Some people have a hard time writing music for themselves.
Right.
That man wrote music from a woman's standpoint and was raunchy with it.
I started mentally laughing because I remember niggas used to have these, like, back in the days, we all used to have the debates on who was better.
Foxy, Little Kim.
Nah, like, I'm going to go back to one, like, you was always heavy. Niggas used to be like, your Nas is better than
Jay. Yeah.
Yo, this man used to get. He used to get.
I used to get hot.
I ain't even about to get into that right now.
But this,
I got it.
As we were talking, that shit just popped in my head.
As I've gotten older, I can understand the preference stuff. Mm-hmm. I can understand the preference. Yeah. I can understand where you see that at. Because if you go back and listen to Nas and stuff, it's like
the shit he was saying.
He was talking about shit that listen, the stuff that Nas was talking back then is the stuff that a lot of niggas walk around now saying, like,
absolutely.
Oh, we woke now.
Absolutely.
He been woke.
The record that made me love Nas, Fake Thug, No Love, You Get the Slug, CB4, Gusto, Your Luck Low, I Didn't Know Till I Was Drunk. Though I said, yo, hold on. Wait a minute. Rewind that. Hold on. And it was just like, whoa. And then I was like, and then you hear Jay, Jigga what, Jigga who? You hear Jay on motherfucking, like,
I was about to say, you know what it was? It was two different worlds.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nas was like, take a walk through the hood with me, right?
Right.
Like, when you listen to Nas, it was take a walk through the hood with me.
Yeah,
and when you listen to Jay, it was like, all right, enough walking through the hood.
Yeah, let's get this money.
Let's get this money and let's party and celebrate this win. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. So it was just two different elements, but they both were elite at what they did. Yeah.
So I got Rakim, Jay, Big. I'm gonna put. No. That's what I said. My last two always they interchangeable with me. I want to put Cube in there. I want to put Cube in there, man, because Cube is very underrated as well.
Yeah,
Cube deserves to be in somebody's top 5. Because well, you know what's crazy? You could take Rakim out. You could take Rakim out and put him in a different vein. Mm-hmm. You could take the KRS Ones and put them in a different vein. Yeah. You could put them in a different, and you could say top 5 of the non-founders. You get what I'm saying? Because it makes it hard.
Yeah, the 4.
You know what I'm saying?
Like top 5, 4, 5.
You know what I'm saying? When if you just saying top 5, not forefather, I'll put Jay, I'll put Big, I'll put Nas, I'll put Cube, I'll put Scarface. Because Scarface was the first Southern rapper that I heard that was just like,
that was a crazy 5, yeah.
But the greatest, if you wanna go honestly, and I'm talking about greatest rapper, you don't necessarily MC, none of that stuff. You just talking about rapper. It's Snoop. Snoop is literally the most famous rapper ever. Yeah. It's not even up for debate.
Longevity.
It's like not even close.
He's matched LL with longevity now.
I love everybody. Snoop Dogg is literally the most famous rapper you'll ever find. Anywhere you go, they know Snoop Dogg. Yeah, anywhere. That's why he was just at the Olympics. That's why he's gonna be at the Olympics next year. Yeah. That's why Snoop is literally the most recognizable rapper ever.
That nigga did a show with Martha Stewart, right?
He's literally like he's Unc Snoop now.
If you could get a show with Martha Stewart,
he got a show with Martha Stewart after he was on trial for murder. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, Snoop is literally the most famous rapper I've ever heard of, ever seen. Amazing.
Let's see where we at with it. Got like 2-3 more questions for you.
Absolutely.
If you can go back and tell your 18-year-old self something, what would it be?
Keep going. Don't take anything personal, but always try to take something from everything and keep going. Because it's all about thinking. My grandmother told me a long time ago, if you want to change the fruits, you got to change the roots. It starts from the ground up. You got to be able to build from the bottom and understand where you're going, and understand that growth is always not going to be beautiful. Most trees don't grow straight; they grow at an angle, and branches branch off wherever they grow. You get what I'm saying? Because they shoot for the sunlight, and that context is me telling myself at 18 that, oh, you can change this, but would this have happened? You can change that, but would this have happened? You get what I'm saying? So yeah. I think everything sets you up for where you supposed to be in life. I love my daughter. I love my son. And had I changed something at 18, maybe they wouldn't be here. You know what I mean? Maybe I would be in a worse place.
Yeah.
everything that glitters ain't gold. You know what I mean? Everything that shines ain't for the soul. So I wouldn't necessarily want to tell myself too much. I would try to keep myself out a little bit more trouble than I was in. But other than that, like I said, I would just tell myself to keep going. It does get better. And I would tell myself to start earlier on things that I'm doing now.
Yeah. What would you tell your 25-year-old self if you could?
Sit your ass down. I was all over the place at 25. You know what I mean? So I was everywhere. I was in the streets heavy at that time, and I was just all over the place. And I was in a lot of dangerous situations because when I was 25, Long Island was on fire. You had a lot of towns beefing. You had a lot of people beefing. It was a lot of people getting hurt. So it was a dangerous time at that time. You know what I'm saying? So I would just tell myself to just sit back, be cool, keep yourself focused, and like I said, just persevere.
How New York are you?
I don't think there's a measurement. I don't think there's a barometer. When you're from New York, I don't think there's a barometer. Anybody that has to measure how New York they are ain't really from New York. They just lived there for a long time.
No, that's a whole fact.
When you wake up in the morning, when you know how you know you 100 billion% New York is if you move away from New York and cravings start to happen. Well, you can't. This Chinese food here don't do it for me. This pizza don't do it for me. I need a bacon, egg, and cheese. I need this. And you come home just for those things mainly. You'll see the family, but all your posts, everything be about the food. It'd be about just smelling the air, going somewhere you used to frequent.
Taste
like it's the essence of New York will never leave my spirit. You know
I didn't understand that until I moved to like Ohio,
exactly,
and then came back to New York to visit.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, oh shit!
It's different. It's a different place. It's just a different sense of being. It's a different sense of minding your own goddamn business. Right. It's a sense of just knowing your surroundings, knowing where you at, how you move, knowing that at any moment you can be somewhere and it would be the most amazing thing ever, and then go right back home just to quiet and solitude. Not a lot of places have that. Not a lot of places have. I can shoot to Manhattan right now and be in the center of the world, and then go back home and be in my own private
world. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Comfort.
That's the essence of New York. The essence of New York is that we tend to feel that we can do anything, anytime.
What's your favorite New York sports team?
See, I don't have one favorite because I'm equally a fan of the Giants and the Giants and the Knicks. Those are two equal. Like with me, I love the Yankees too, but the Knicks and the Giants are like they're like the peak. You know what I mean? I actually got in trouble because of the Giants. I don't want to get in trouble. I got a whooping when I was younger because of Lawrence Taylor, but I won't get into that. Oh, man. Yeah, man. My mom said, "Oh no."
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, that concludes our episode. You know what I'm saying? Chill. I am super duper amped about this one. You know what I'm saying?
I couldn't be more happy to sit on the couch and talk to some gentlemen that are actually making a positive representation of what we can do and who we can be. I want to give you guys your flowers because I've been tapped in, I've been tuned in, I've been paying attention, and your shows aren't about the negativity that most of these bloggers and these content creators they make. They want the gang from this side and the gang from that side to argue with each other just to get views and likes and clicks. They want negativity because that sparks money making, and I see that so often. So to see someone and to see somebody put a podcast together where we just talking about positive and we talking about essences of everything that the community and the culture is about showing how to people to repair their credit, showing people how to start a business, to start an LLC, or da-da-da-da. All those things are amazing, and those are the things that we need more of, and it comes from a place of someone that looks like you, and that's the beauty of this podcast, and I love it, and I hope y'all are likely inspired.
Thank you. We really appreciate that. The whole concept and the push for it is really like this. We all got kids. We all got nieces. We all got nephews. And you can't tell them shit that you're not doing yourself.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? How the hell you going to tell your child to graduate high school, but you didn't?
Absolutely.
How you going to tell them to stay out of jail, but you didn't? How you going to tell them to do these things that you didn't? So I actually feel like this is actually the best way for me to show my kids, like, nah, all of this shit is possible. And then step beyond the kids, nieces, nephews, friends, or even friends' children. You know what I'm saying? Because shout out to Eugene. Like I have a friend that on my social media that hit me up and was like, yo, the episode with your boy Eugene Nottingham, and actually helped me with my son, because my son was like acting out this, that, and the third, and he played football and he's nice over there in Sachem, but this kind of shit was going on. So when he watched the episode, it kind of made him check himself real quick. She said she see a little bit of change. So I'm like, that's dope. You know what I mean?
That's amazing.
I felt great. This was just yesterday. She said that to me, so that was actually really smooth.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. You'd be surprised at. Old had told me a long time ago, you learn the true definition of a person when they think nobody's watching. So what you do is, you know, people are watching because it's a podcast. You don't know who's really paying attention.
That's a fact.
So when they really click on that, and it hits them, and they're really paying attention to what you're saying and the way you're saying it and how you're doing it, and then it affects them in a way where they want to change or they want to be better. There's no greater feeling in this world. There's no greater feeling in this world, because affecting someone's life is affecting generations of lives. We are generations from the person that came before us, right?
That's
our grandparents. So one person is eventually going to be a grandparent. So you never know what that positive thing can affect into a generation of people. You never know the one comment you might say that person takes and makes it a family mantra that they repeat to their kids and their grandkids. You get what I'm saying? So, like I said, always, no one's going to be an angel. You know what I mean? We all have our vices. We all have things that we do that aren't absolutely perfect. But you never know who's paying attention and when they're paying attention and exactly what they're paying attention to. So when you are alone in those moments, try to understand that there are people watching.
That's a fact. You want to tell the people where they can find you?
ITSOHHKAY 31. And that's it. It's okay, man. You can find me any and everywhere. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all that good stuff. So you can just tap in with me, man. We're doing a lot of amazing things. We got the showcase coming up. We're Likely Inspired. We're going to put some things together, and we're going to get this thing really moving.
You want to close out the show while you at it?
Oh, listen, man. I'm here.
Honest.
I'm here. I'm there. I'm everywhere. Shout out to my boy J.O. Drappin. We got the 5161. We got the Long Island Rotten Apple. We got everything. We doing it like we do it. Shout out to Likely Inspired, because if you're not Likely Inspired, you got to get in tune and tap in. So you can
shout out to my boy Simi BMF. You know what I'm saying? Simi Shooter. He came through last week. And he also shot us through with some merch. We greatly appreciate you. Absolutely. Keep doing what you're doing, my boy. We support 100%. Everybody on Long Island, send us some shit. Holla at us, man. We fuck with you. We'll wear all your shit. You want us to rock your merch? Send that shit, man. You want us to promote you?
Get me out of white team.
You know what I'm saying? I want to come on the show and promote your shit. Holla at me, man. There's plenty of openings for everybody.
You already know.
And we don't care what side you from.
Shout out to the guy Clear.
What borough you from? We all
in the background.
Yeah, shout out to the $1 man back there. Without him, man, none of this shit would really be possible. He is an educator. You know what I'm saying? All this shit y'all see me doing, a lot of it came from him. I started off scared, you know what I'm saying? I almost quit on y'all like 10 times. That ass, you know what I'm saying?
Go back to what I said, you would do it.
You know what I'm saying? I almost quit. Then I sat here and said to myself, nah, I'm from Fairground in Albany. I don't quit and I ain't got no fucking boss. So I ended up just continuing to go, because from those neighborhoods, I've never been able to quit. We always have to continue to go through. So from these seats to your seats, we appreciate y'all views, keeping us going. Stay tuned. There's a lot coming. Likely Inspired. Peace.